across from.
Are you gonna take notes or do you want?
I will, yes, I will do my best.
Where Lowe's, across from Lowe's?
Oh, down on the upper Debbie, it's on Debbie
No,
Road.
no, it's off the Lowe's.
Maybe on the main road that runs through Crown.
Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good. Mhm.
okay,
Not Debbie.
I'm gonna call
So
the
you have to
meeting to
go all the way to
order.
Cromwell for it.
It
Well,
is
it's
7:05.
Cromwell, but it's.
Nope.
Oh, well,
Five-
I haven't
but
been, yeah.
It's
I haven't been
5:06.
to that. I might check it out.
5:06.
I wasn't sure.
Calling the meeting to order, just so we know.
Let me close this up.
5:06, not 7:00, whatever.
5:06.
Thank you.
Please, we haven't been here that long.
Okay, and the roll call, Roger,
Yep.
Ann,
Here,
Jerry, well, I want to introduce you, Jerry, myself, Kay is not here. I expect her here, and we're looking for Julia. Except everybody, right? And I want to introduce Jerry Russell, who is our newest member, and we're very happy to have her.
Welcome, Jerry.
She's been in town over 50 years, and she's a member of the Senior Center, and we're very happy to have her on the Commission for the Aging. So welcome, Jerry. Okay, approval of minutes for March 18th.
Motion to approve.
Okay, second?
I'll second.
Thank
I
you.
can do that now.
Yes.
Yes.
Ken.
And today we have an audience of citizens, and we're going to have a presentation by Kieran on the Community Center, Senior Center. And Karen, you want to come up front so everybody can see you? and
Sure.
have a
Yeah. You want
seat?
a chair or you want to stand, whatever you want.
I can stand. Is it good for?
As long as you're comfortable.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah.
So I'm Karen Huso. Do I need to give my address like the other
Yeah, can you
ladies?
can you
Sure.
start?
So I live on 3 Watch Hill.
Okay.
Ironically, the last time I was in this building was when I was a senior in high school.
Oh,
So I
my
find that very
goodness.
ironic here. So I did upbeat and did the volunteer work, obviously, so that's a while ago. But a bunch of citizens and I got together and we were thinking about, the community parks and rec center, the senior center, and what do residents really know about the facilities? If you go on Facebook and you see people are surprised, oh wow, there's a weight, lifting place over at the community center. Oh, there's a senior center. So we were thinking it would be really good to see about working to get a video made, kind of like to show and showcase, park and recs and the senior center so that folks can really see, what it's all about. Because we have some big, opportunities coming up where you're looking at an updated senior center, you're looking at the prospect of an updated community center, and what is it that we're really looking to update? It's a busy world that we live in, so people don't always have the time to come and navigate around, and truthfully, people that are my age aren't gonna be knocking on the door saying, can we come in here and see what the senior center looks like? Versus, if these are accessible to the whole audience of Berlin, you can be sitting in your living room if you want, you can click on it, you can watch it, you can send a link to your grandparents, or your grandparents can send it to you. So it can open up a whole dialogue, like a multi-generational dialogue about what are we doing in town. And I think really there's a bunch of citizens, including myself, that are concerned that there's some conversation going on, but it's not necessarily informed conversation. What is it that we have? What are we looking to develop? And in my proposal that I made with several other residents, we really wanted to say, this isn't to sway anybody in terms of saying this is good or this is bad. It really just is factual in terms of what do we have in the spaces, when were they opened, what are the services that are provided, so that people then can make their own decision. So it's really not slated to be one way or the other. The folks I made the proposal with, I think we have varying viewpoints too about things, so it wasn't just one group of similarly minded people. We are similar in that we want people to talk about what the community has. We also would like to network with Berlin High School to create the video. So this way you get some younger folks involved in that. It's a great learning opportunity for them. We can do it during hours of operation and have folks sign off a waiver if they want to be in the video, if any seniors want to, or work with Tina and folks to do it either, outside of operational hours, and then really, look at adjusting it, make a high quality free video that can be sent out. It can include interviewing Tina or whatnot, or it could just include, the text in terms of it was opened in 1982 or whatever it might be. And then secondly, we understand that some folks are not as savvy technologically as others. So as part of this proposal, we also said, having like an open house kind of a thing where residents feel welcome to come on in and take a look if they want. So we know that when we're speaking with people, some folks really like technology and some folks don't. So to be inclusive, we were really thinking about some limitations and really just starting a dialogue. Chris Edge in town, he's our economic developer. He's doing really amazing things for our town. It's all in Berlin, it's on Facebook, it's on Instagram, and it's cool because it showcases new businesses. So I think in the spirit of looking at where we're at as a community and really trying to get more information out there, I've seen how it's working for his department and, how can we kind of broaden this a little bit. So that was the proposal. I don't know if anybody has any questions.
The library too, because there's a lot of people who go to the library. Have a Video going there.
Yeah, we're willing to use any resources possible. And I think, to bring up a good point, the library is doing amazing things as well with sending out surveys to people. Like, I just look at the community engagement and what Berlin can do to really message out, like, what are we doing? For example, like the community library has like the book clubs, the cookbook things. My daughter did goats and pajamas back in January. Like, how do we kind of build our community and really get these things out there?
And if we change the senior center, community center, the library will have their basement hat, so they can develop their children's group, which is what they want to do all along. Problem is, we've outgrown this center, it's just too small. The parking is the main problem.
And I think that to showcase that too, like even like how many spaces do we have? Like, be very factual. We have X amount of spaces and these events are, X amount of people are attending it. So I think that's just some information to kind of get out there. So certainly we're willing to hear like what are the obstacles versus like what are the huge successes that are going on and how do you showcase them?
Personally, I think it's a wonderful idea.
Are you looking to do just one video or a couple or?
So what we're hoping to do is do one of the community center and then do one of the senior center. This way folks can click on what they want to, just kind of knowing that's busy. We don't want people to feel like they have to fast forward or whatnot, but the high school, they ended up creating Kensington Nursery School has a video. And so if you look at it, it's like really well done. And so it would be in the same vein as that in terms of, really looking like a solid production.
I want to tell you, this is a wonderful idea because getting things out, we have limited newspapers, limited access to having things to the public. So I think this would be just a wonderful way to get to the public. And I know getting the high school involved, those kids do a wonderful job with videoing and because years ago, we did one for the police department for the seniors, safety seniors. And they came in with their rolling cameras and everything. And then a few years later, we did one and they came in with a cell phone to record, whole different. So they do a wonderful job, the kids. And I think it's so good for them to have that experience, And plus it gets another group of people to be able to see what you're doing and promote that.
Exactly. And it might increase the number of people that are coming and using the senior center. Like, if folks don't realize that there are certain like options and whatnot, I mean, really that's the end goal is how do we build a stronger community, make sure people know what's available. We all pay taxes, but do people really understand what's available?
I think it's a wonderful thing. So you're asking us tonight to vote to approve this to go to the council?
Correct.
Okay.
And Park and Rec, they voted, I think it was a week ago, to approve it. So we're excited about that.
Oh, yeah.
What's the time frame?
So whenever Park and Rec, whenever the commission ends up approving it, and then we can work with the high school. So that's the only variable is We submitted this a while ago, and there was some miscommunication with the folks I was working with, so we waited on it a little bit. So I think it's really dependent on the high school students and then your availability, obviously.
So you're not going to the council. for this one.
Yes,
Okay, So.
So you have to get permission from the park and rec and from us to go to the council?
Correct.
Is that what it is? Okay.
And that's tricky because it's summer and the kids aren't in school, so it'll be tricky, but maybe we can make it work.
Yeah, how are you gonna do that? Because if you're gonna get it out to the public, are you gonna have to wait till the fall?
hopefully not.
Maybe
Our
not,
hope
maybe-
is that we can do it sooner. So in terms of speaking with some of the high school students, because we're working with them on other projects, they were saying that they can get it out within a week. Like if they get the footage,
Wow.
they're pretty adept at that. So I know
Nice.
it's the summer plans, barring summer vacation and whatnot. It sounds like this could be a priority for them. So I know there are a lot of different things that need to fall into place, but obviously getting approval, and then our hope is to get it, done as soon as possible, and if not, then hopefully it doesn't drag on too far, but, even if it does have to be the fall, which would be really unfortunate, I think, at least, get it out there.
I would say the sooner the better,
Mhm.
And you're gonna have them video everything that's going on in here.
That would be our hope, is to work with Tina and folks, just to
Yep.
figure out, do you want residents to be in the video, and so there could be a waiver form, for that, or do you wanna do it after hours when things are sort of like staged and whatnot, so we're thinking kind of like set to music or something, so there's no like dialogue of individuals, but just kind of getting a feel for what it's about, showing people it's an inviting place.
How does the commission feel? I feel, in my opinion, I think that she should come during the day when we have so much activity going on. Especially on a Thursday where there's bingo and all these little rooms are
Pretty full on
filled.
Thursdays.
Yeah, it's just, there's always so much going on. Every room is always filled. So if you could plan on them coming during the day and see what's happening here, I think that would be so to our advantage to have them see that,
And I think people would agree to be in
Oh, yeah.
videotape, because, we do that, we're taking pictures, we put it on Facebook, so
Yeah.
I don't think you would have a problem with people saying, I
That
don't want to
sounds
be in it or anything.
We have a problem having objectivity with people in it, but other than that. it's a lot of editing. Why do you need to go to the council for their approval, out of curiosity?
I'm not sure, I know when I went to Jen with the idea, she said that there were certain, protocols that needed to be followed, so we said, okay, who do we need to talk to and get to essentially, so I'm not sure.
Well, if you have to go to the council, I would be happy to go and speak up for your project also, because I think that's a wonderful thing. And because we have such limited space to get things out there, what you're doing is gonna be so helpful for this project,
Hopefully.
Yeah. That would be good.
I mean, how neat would it be if you had like your, 16-year-old grandchild sending you, hey grandma, have you done bingo lately? And like sending like the link to this video. Like, I just
Yeah.
think it could be really a cool thing.
I think it would be wonderful to have people see what goes on here. Because there's some days when I walk through and there's so much going on. And it's such a socialization for older people, and it's important for them. It's a health thing too.
It's true, and I wonder like what percentage of the population has really come into the senior center, even step foot in it, when you think about it, like you have like your young kids and you have your people my age or people that are my parents, like how many people have really come in, so I think this is a nice way to give them a viewpoint of what's going on.
And we have a couple of people in our group that are coming for the first time, like our knit group or our weaving group, and they're loving it. So I think if they could see something like this and give them the opportunity to see what's going on, that
We
might,
got some people coming by doing those events here that they did what was it, like a fair or something, and they had all the.
yeah,
groups
the
here
open
working.
house thing that
So you
Tina
can
had,
see what
yeah.
the things were that people were doing. That was helpful, I think they got us more people.
Well, we don't vote here anymore, so they don't come, they don't come to vote, but for the activities at the senior center. Well, I'm okay with this, and I would like to make a proposal or
Motion?
a motion to accept Karen's, would you call that?
Request.
Proposal to go forward to the council. And all in favor?
Well, so
Aye.
we need a second first, but
Oh, so
before,
yes, that's right, a second.
the problem is that it's number 9 on our agenda. So in order, if we wanted to vote on it now, we would have to make a motion to move the agenda item number 9 up to number 4.A or 4
Oh,
before we could vote on it to make it.
See, I have it under audience of citizens, so I didn't even think about it being number 9. But, okay, I'll make a motion to move number 9 on the agenda to the audience of citizens to be voted on.
Second.
Second, okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much for your
So,
time. It's greatly appreciated.
And
Really
thank
nice
you
project.
for your time and for all that you do. Please feel free to reach out to me if I can help you at all.
Certainly.
Yeah.
I make a motion that we accept and endorse the proposal as
He's keeping
presented.
you honest.
Yeah,
Now we need to
You-
vote on the proposal.
Oh.
You voted to move the agenda
to
item.
move
Now
the
we need to
agenda,
vote on
That's
it.
right. We have to
So I
vote.
make a motion that we endorse and approve for support the video.
so you'll need a second, right? Roger?
Correct. Need a second.
Second. All
And
in
now you
favor?
vote.
Aye.
All right,
Okay.
now it's
Thank you
official.
both. Have a nice evening.
Motion
Thank you,
passed.
Karen.
Thank you.
Thank you, Karen. Karen, when
Thank
you
you very
get
much. I look
something
forward to
in
seeing it.
video form, would you let Tina know?
Oh,
and we would
certainly,
like
and
to
then
see?
folks can see it, because I
Yes.
don't want anybody to be surprised to see it online, like,
Yeah.
it's nice that you guys are all working with us, I think you should have first eyes on it, so thank you.
And a lot of people don't go online to see that either. You know, I would like to have a presentation here. And I think that would be good, you know.
Exactly.
Okay, thank you
Thanks so much. Take
Karen.
care.
Okay. Thank you, Roger, for your input.
No problem.
I have it right here on my audience. I didn't even think about doing the other one. Okay, Senior Center Directors Report. Do you have Tina's?
I
report?
do, yeah. So let's see, membership. Currently, we have 1,312 registered members in my senior center. There is an increase of 21 new members since March of 2024. Programs, remaining May programs, trivia with Berlin High School History Honor Society. The CFA Spring Social, I'm supposed to remind you all, if you'd like to come, it's Thursday night. Everyone's invited. I would ask you to sign up probably very soon, like tomorrow. Because I know Tina's gonna order the food and she wants to have a count. And if you need transportation will be available. The bus will be available that afternoon till I think 5:30, like they'll bring you home afterwards, so.
And the
till
social is
6.
at 3:30, right?
3:30 to 5:30, I believe. Mhm.
What is that?
It's the
Oh.
CFA Spring Social
Spring
this
Social.
Thursday.
Did we get anything?
I don't know if it was mailed. It was in the newsletter, but I don't know if it was like I don't think it was a separate mailing. You are
Yeah.
cordially invited, Roger.
I don't remember here, but
Yeah, yeah.
Usually in the spring and in the fall, Tina has the commission sponsored, not that we have to do it, we just are the sponsor of that program. And she usually has something to eat and entertainment.
Yeah, Jose Paulo is gonna be performing.
Who is?
Jose Paulo?
I'll be here.
I think he's been here before, but I have not seen him yet.
Okay.
We're also gonna have a hearing screening and a craft class coming up this month. The congregate meal update, Monday and Tuesday lunches are going well. Sponsorship to subsidize the meal is going well. Participants are enjoying the meals being served. Transportation, since January, we have transported 134 riders to 104 different locations, providing 1,639 duplicate one-way trips.
Sammy, before you get too far away from the food,
Yeah,
what are they doing about having a menu, a sheet of paper?
so the way it's been working is that we set it up a week ahead. Because we haven't been able to plan out that far because it was kind of thrown at us very quickly. So usually Tina will come up with it like that Monday. She'll post it. We post it on the board out in our lobby. But I don't think it's going to be like a monthly menu as of right now, unless we can get that far ahead. But we haven't been able to schedule that far ahead yet.
And when
So-
you post it for that Monday and Tuesday?
Monday and Tuesday, yep. So it's on the board today for next Monday. Well, next Monday, we're not here, but next Tuesday.
For next Tuesday?
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
so they can sign up ahead.
and that's, again, you have to sign up, you have to pay at the time of sign up and you see the receptionist and it's $5. And it's from like a local restaurant, so. And the last thing on this is Berlin Senior Center Community Center Committee Report. The final copy of the space need assessment for a new community center and senior center will be presented to the town council on Tuesday, June 4th by Brian Humes. That's the report.
Oh, Brian is gonna present that, right?
Yeah.
That's what you said. Yeah. I have that written down too.
What was the date on that, please?
June 4th.
And I would think it would be good if some of the council that could make it go to that council meeting, some of the commission
I was
members.
planning on it.
I'm planning on going also to, just as a show of strength and force,
7 o'clock, so we said.
Um,
And they hold you right to the end.
It doesn't say
If
here,
you're
it just
waiting
says
for
Tuesday,
something.
June 7th, June 4th.
I think they do it with every group that goes.
yeah,
I don't care who's on the floor there, they're talking, and they don't move on it right away. And then the people have to sit down and wait for 3 other things before they vote on it.
because you're a captive audience, you know?
Death is one.
Okay, Ann, senior housing?
Okay, there's not an awful lot to report. We lost one resident, Katie's gone into a nursing home. And she's not coming back, so her apartment is now gonna be empty. Sharon has been in a nursing home for a while.
Oh.
She said she went in right after that incident with that guy, like the next day or the day after that. I don't know if she suffered an injury, because I know she said that she had gone down the hall and then she had, when they all arrived with SWAT team, they sort of grabbed her up and police marched her down the hall back to her apartment. And I talked to her that morning, and since then I haven't seen her. I think probably that was the day she ended up going into the hospital. And then while she was in hospital, they tried to do some things, and then she went into rehab. So I heard she's in rehab now, and she's hoping to come back, but I haven't heard for sure. And he is back in his apartment. He's living there. I don't know. Nobody ever came and cleaned it. He cleaned it himself. Although how good a job he did, I don't know.
Oh, my.
And there's not much, not much else that's been reported. We're being pretty quiet there, yeah.
Which is a
We're
good
being
thing.
pretty quiet,
Good thing.
trying to stay under the radar.
Okay, and that's another thing too, for the housing, like when this apartment is empty, I usually try to check with Joe and see what the turnaround is, because I know we have such a waiting list to wait for
Well,
apartments.
Katie's is being cleaned right now.
Uh-huh,
We did have a malfunction with that. Yes, Saturday morning, I was working in my apartment and the girl came over and knocked on my door and she says, I locked myself out. The girl was cleaning, locked herself out. Since I knew her, I brought her in and kept her company, and we tried to get somebody to come and open the apartment so she could get all her keys back. She left her car keys in there, everything.
oh,
She walked out and the door locked. So, so we called the management company. And of course, it takes forever. And so we're waiting and waiting. And finally, the girl called me back and she said, "Oh, well, you have a resident in apartment 1." Right? I said, apartment 1. No, she said, I'm sorry, she said apartment 3. And I said, 3. She said, yeah, the girl there has the key. Well, I go down thinking, and I'm looking at the doors and I'm going, well, it can't be 1 because that's what he said. I know she didn't want to take the key. She didn't want it. And I'm looking at apartment 3 and I'm going, that's Jay.
No,
Jay
I'm
wanted
3,
to.
Jay's 1.
First,
But they no longer give out a key.
No, so now they have given it to the police department. So whenever we have a lockout, we have to bother the police department.
But Katie's apartment is not available at this point because she's still paying rent.
So Now they should put up a sign of it, or let the residents know that they have to call the police department to get up.
You're asking a lot of the management. They don't really manage.
A lot of what?
I said, you're asking a lot of the management.
Oh, well, I'm asking a lot of management to do something like that, yeah, I realize
Yeah,
that.
okay.
I think I'll make it up
No, I
myself.
did not.
I'm gonna say,
They don't really manage.
And I mean, this is how she thought, that was our person that's supposed to be managing this, that called me back. I guess she must be coming back into the office, and she didn't even know. She didn't even know.
She's in part-time. And also, did you know that the new apartments down on Bristol Ave are not being handled by the Borough Housing anymore. It's being handled by the town.
I guess she says the
Town
town is
has
gonna
sent
take over
out-
the ones out first.
What do you mean, the new ones that are gonna be built that aren't built yet?
Yeah, Knights of Columbus, the Borough Housing Authority no longer has anything to do.
That was interesting.
Oh,
The
the ones
town
that-
has sent out sent out for bid proposals. You can go online and a couple of them have come back. One is to build modular houses for 200,000. And they would sell them. Another proposal came back that would be building apartments, but they don't want a complex to be 50 or, which is what this would be. They want 60 or 75. And it would not be just for seniors because there's no good funding. if It's just a senior.
Right, they made
It's
that
gonna be
clear.
a mess.
So those are the two proposals that have been returned to the town. I don't know if they sent out 4, and I haven't seen the other 2, or what they will do at this point. I guess you have to, it's kind of hidden information that you have to really search out. I guess if you go to the town council meeting, find out.
Was there a deadline, the proposal that you find, you know?
I thought what I saw was April 25th.
That's that.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, so this has been in the works for quite a while.
Well,
Meanwhile,
I mean,
Google,
and
30 or 40
if they
years.
really start doing this, don't they have to give this proposal to the town? I mean, to this public? Can the town council just pass this
Well,
decision that
but
they're
the
taking
town
over the town
council
house?
turned over the piece of property to the Berlin Housing Board last June.
I
So
know,
how is?
they don't even have a piece
It's
of.
very confusing, and you don't get the same answer from 2 different sources.
No, it's town property, so I mean, I think, and the housing authority failed on their end to secure the funding and do it.
Yes,
So I think the town now has sent out proposals.
can take it
They've
back.
gotten two proposals in, one to build modular and one to build an
Right.
apartment unit. So they're gonna decide the town.
What with the modular?
But neither
She
of
said they're
those,
individual, like $200,000.
they're all
units.
connected together by a
That'd be very
garage.
helpful. That's wonderful senior
Well,
housing,
what-
thank you.
They're connected together in the hallway, and there's a garage, you can see pictures of them, they're about 700 square feet, there's a couple of options. An efficiency or 1 bedroom, it's very detailed and
Rented for
online, but
200,000.
neither of the proposals that
Or
came back
you
are
buy
what the town said they were looking for. Town said, we want senior apartments. And that's not the proposal that came back by either of these companies, so will the town go with that or not, is
Well-
another question.
But I mean, I know that they, I know, and I apologize. The presentation somewheres, you can't call it senior housing anymore because in order to get funding.
If
need-
you want federal funding,
Right,
yes, but if you have it's privately funded,
Correct,
you can do it.
right, but there's not enough money for private that want to do it. This is what,
And that's what it is, if you're looking to do low income.
Right. low income doesn't, besides, it's more than just seniors.
And even the low income that they're looking at, it won't be, it will be a mixture, some will be market rate, some will be 80% of median, some will be 50%.
Yeah, well, that's how Sages.
Right,
It'll only
right.
be,
They have some low income.
Right.
and very few,
Very
so you'll get only a couple that are
Yeah.
like that. So it
Exactly.
doesn't sound like either of those proposals are what the town was looking for. Will they go with it? Who knows?
That would be the council that would decide on that. I mean, that's the council's, they submitted, they requested a proposal, so they'll either accept one of those two or accept neither of them. I guess, at some point in time.
Right, and then I don't know what happens.
So what is
Then they
this
send it
do
back out.
for the housing authority? Does this take them out of the picture
For that property, at this point, yes.
just for that property?
Yes, because that one, on these proposals, they completely take over the property. They like to get it donated by the town. They don't want to buy the property either because that's another cost. And then they own the project. It's no longer run by the town. They have a
Whoever
management
buys the
company.
property,
Whoever buys the property and builds the units has management also.
And was 200,000 to purchase a unit?
Yeah, those were the modulars that were purchased. Yeah, they were
That
for
wasn't
sale,
annual.
about 200,000.
that's nuts.
Yeah. That was, wherever they sent the proposals to, this is what people, this is what they said, this is what we'll do.
Right, right.
If you want.
Well, I have this as part of my report, so I might as well talk about it now. And the housing, they want, I talked to Joe and he said he's still trying to secure funding, although the town, it's my understanding that the town is looking into housing financing also. And he said they're gonna run into the same thing that he's running into, that they only want to do mixed housing. They don't want to do just.
Well, I think that's the
senior.
new that's the new standard, and that's
Yes.
unfortunately
yes.
thanks to the state.
Yeah,
They have decided that we don't qualify for senior housing anymore, and the federal has
If
done
you
the same
talk to
thing.
the town, they tell you they have the project. Now you say you talk to Joe and he says he's still working on the project.
he's still working to
Who-
get funding.
This
So-
is what.
No, it's
This is
town
the
project
problem.
right now, but Joe is trying to get funding
Mhm.
to replace the funding that he lost.
And then what, he'll take the project back?
No, maybe you'll just use the
Then why
funding
is
for
he-
us, I don't
You see this, I just,
know. Nobody gets funding for us.
That is good.
I don't understand.
Well, that's what he told me just last night. He says he's still working toward getting funding. But a lot of the contractors, of course, they only want to do mixed housing. So, but he, as of right now, it's my understanding, the town has the property and is looking into funding. But he said they're gonna run into the same thing that he's run into. So I think that's where we,
So
well,
why
I
does
think
he
that's where
keep
we have to
looking
be
if they don't-
vigilant,
I don't
because we
understand.
want it to be senior housing. And we don't want it to be mixed housing.
I don't think you're gonna find that, I'm sorry.
Unfortunately, because of the increase in rents, you can't find a rent for under $1,400. Nobody's gonna build something and rent for, 800 or.
They have to be able to get funding from somewhere. If they can't get funding from the federal, from HUD, or they can't line up some stream of funding from somewhere, they will not build.
No, and it said that the ratio for 200 units, it's 160 must be fair market value. And only 40 units to be affordable.
And the
So-
affordable goes from 60% down to the 30, which your low income is living at.
Yeah, and it's an 80-20 mix, he said, as far as the ratio. So, I mean, I don't know how other towns do this.
So you're not really building anything for low income. Simple as that.
Not from federal assistance,
Well, and they can't go anywhere else.
correct. Double-edged sword, unfortunately.
You can't. The town doesn't allow tiny houses on the property. I mean, that's what you have to do. They talk the kids into building a tiny house in the back.
Well, I think when the government had good intentions, I think. They were trying to make these more affordable for a developer to develop, is what they were trying to do. Because then he can at least count on getting a ratio of fair market value. You can't blame the developers,
They
they're
wanna lose
not in
money.
it because they love us, they're in it to make a profit. So it's not their fault. What it is the whole system, the government has made a system now that is classing out your whole lower income middle class. There is no middle class anymore, there's poor and there's rich. And if you consider that our income, the median income in the Hartford district, which is we are proud of, is $104 or $5,000 a year. That's median. That's your median. I never even dreamed I would earn $100,000, and I don't think anybody my age did.
Yes, the unfortunate.
There's a lot of kids that cannot even earn that. So you're just classing a whole bunch of people down on the bottom, and I don't think there's any change to that. I don't think there's any way we're gonna change it.
And my concern is with seniors, the older women that did not work, only their husbands worked, and now they're on limited income. And I said to Joe just last night, where are they gonna live? And he said, they don't care. That's what
And
this,
that's exactly-
Well, I
Yeah.
think that's the bottom line. The government just was looking at something else. I don't know what the hell they were looking at when they started putting these rules in place.
You know, if you are truly low income, and I happen to be, and I live here, I can't go anywhere else.
Yeah, I'm
There's
saying, I'm in the
nowhere-
same boat.
You know, I saw an ad in the paper for a room in someone's apartment, not even a house, an apartment, $900. Just for a room in
room.
someone's small little apartment. So you can't go anywhere.
Or
Or a
if
kid's
you're-
basement, I'm telling you.
or
that's
if you're
where-
in an apartment, it's like on the third floor. At my age, I wouldn't wanna be on the third
You
floor.
can't even find those for under 12 or 1400.
You wanna be a roommate, you and I'll move in with my sister-in-law. She's got a room.
That's, you know, that's the thing, the market has climbed so ridiculously over the last 3 or 4 years that they have priced out any single person almost.
Yeah, my
You can't live
grandson,
on your own.
he's finally got, he's doing a really good job. He's got himself a good job. He's 30, I think he's about 33, maybe a little bit younger. He's steady job. He's paid all his bills. He's got records that he paid all his college money. He paid all his office car. For 2 years, he hasn't had any bills and he's been socking money away because he wants to get an apartment. He goes to file, they had a program and they were talking about it, that they had out there that the kids could get, I guess he could have got like $50,000 as a down for his house. And like he said, that I could afford, you know, he could find a house and get, you know, to get 50,000 would help him to get a house. So that he could afford to make payments for the rest of it. When he signed up, the guy said, oh yeah, it's great, fine. The guy comes back and says, we're sorry, you have no credit. He does not have any credit cards, he doesn't have any bills, because he's living with his folks, so he has no credit. So now the guy told him, well, go out and get some credit cards and try to spend a little money on them and pay it up every month. Build up your credit and then maybe come back and maybe by then there'll still be some funds left. Thanks a lot.
But you know, for the seniors, that I would like to have a program, and I was gonna ask Rick Lopes to come this week, this month or next month, but tonight we were having Karen, so I didn't even think about that. But I think I'd like to have somebody from the state and have do a program here and let them hear what we're talking about now. Do they even realize that? I mean, they're living their ivory towers up there. I don't think they realize what the situations are,
Somewhere
and for seniors.
in the past couple of weeks, there was an article in a newspaper that the state is now trying to get all these funds that have been given out, they're trying to get that money back.
I don't know. I just worry about the seniors because I just know that they don't have big incomes and everything seems to be big incomes, you know? And where will they live? And like Joe said to me, they don't care, you know? That's why I would really like to have a program here for them, have some state people here.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah.
I think
let
we
them-
should invite we should invite our state people, even if we don't like them, we should invite them. And we should tell them, look, this is what we're dealing with. What are you suggesting we're going to do?
I think we should definitely have a program here.
They
because-
have to, well, the whole thing is, we have a populace that doesn't bother to tell they have constituents that don't bother to tell the people who are in power what they want. Almost none of us would ever contact somebody in the government. We don't think to do it. And that's our burden. That's because we're not paying attention and we're not making them understand how unhappy we are. If they think the populace is perfectly happy with anything, they're not gonna bother to do anything
That's
else.
why I think that we should have. a
The
program.
populace has gotta start speaking up and telling them what we want them to do.
Because I
They're not
just-
gonna like us, but I
I
don't
just
care.
worry for people like myself that worked a lot of years, there's many women out there, I mean, I'm okay, but I worry about the people that aren't okay, where are you gonna live, you know?
And how
Good
long can you
Lord.
live in your own home
Yeah, well,
unless something happens?
Yeah,
You know, if something happens, then we have to start considering, well, now what do we do?
well, yeah, exactly, and that's the whole,
And-
that's
and-
why
and
I'm
something happens
fearful
to
for
someone,
the,
there's no place for them to go except a
that's
nursing
what,
home.
that's what I'm so fearful of for the seniors. you
No one
know?
wants to
afford
be there.
Yeah,
We can't afford it.
Well,
okay,
the state will take your house and promptly house you somewhere.
and put you where?
In Middletown, up
Oh
on
my
the hill.
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez. Okay,
They emptied it out.
They emptied it out to save it for us seniors, huh?
Seniors.
I will
Yeah.
try
You know,
to,
that'd be a bad
I'll
idea.
try
They
to
could
get
turn that on
somebody,
somewhere.
would it be okay to get somebody for the next meeting for, or to have a separate?
If you can get anybody, I'd love to see them.
Or would, should we have a separate program and invite a lot of seniors?
Do you think, oh, yeah, I think that'd be a great idea if they come. Talk to Tina, see if she thinks we could have a day and, you know.
Didn't Ruth say that he had sent out mail to every resident of the town to have voting increased, and it didn't make any difference at all.
No, we didn't.
That's
They- we
another
got
thing,
10%.
they'll say, well, nobody votes. you
That's
know?
true, and
You
it's
don't,
true.
you
Sad.
don't come out to
Sad to
vote,
say.
and that's true, because if you voted out the people that aren't doing what you want them to do, that sends a message, but people, either for one reason or another, they don't vote, but I am going to find out who to talk to. And I'll have to check with Tina, because I would want it to be open to all the seniors in town, whoever wants to come, to hear what the story is with housing.
You can't put 7,000 people in this building.
I think I am gonna try to contact that new
You
guy
can't.
that's,
It's not big
well,
enough.
he's not a new guy, he's in the paper. I just started getting the Hartford Current. So I'm kind of like, oh, look at this, it's great, I can read about all the things the state's doing, they're stupid. You know, I don't like the price, but I felt like I was very uninformed. I suppose I should go online, but I don't like reading things online either. So I was thinking of
Okay,
calling
so
one of
you're
those
gonna call that
reporters.
person, and I'll talk to Tina, and we'll see what we can do.
I'm gonna call one of those reporters and see if they'll come out and maybe take the letter that I've written and the letter that I'm writing and gonna send out
Okay.
and, you know, maybe put that in the paper so that at least people will know what we're thinking about.
Okay, well, let me know.
People don't read the paper either.
Well, I know
They
that's true
pay the
too.
bill
Yeah.
You
and
gotta make a
go to
TikTok.
bed.
Well, the papers, the Herald, I mean, I'm sorry, the Current sort of plot prices stuff out of the range of most of us, you know, and they're not bad if you get them, if you catch them. I caught it in the grocery store for like $27 for a month. 3 months.
Okay, are you
And that's
done?
not too bad.
You're done with your report, Ann?
Yeah.
Okay. Senior issues for Roger,
No report?
no report, okay. A, Senior Center Library,
Not big enough.
it's not big.
It is not big enough. Before I had my surgery, I went in there one day and I took a section. So we have X number of sections with children. And I counted the books in one section. We have readers in this building. We have readers at home. And we have, that I know of, and this number is probably all wrong now, because I have been away from the library for what, 2-3 months, I think. But when I counted, we had between 1,500 and 2,000 books in there. There are, Tina has asked for no cookbooks, no religious books. We're limiting puzzles to below 500 pieces. They take up too much room. They shouldn't be in there. Tina's also using the library for games, as she has places where people are overflowing and just can't do without that space. But,
It makes it hard for people who've been there to read if they wanted to.
they can't get in there and read.
Yeah.
Roseanne was doing, manicures
In the
Couple-
library?
in the library. Sure.
Well, you know,
Those days.
sometimes our groups, either the Swedish Weaving Group had a meeting in the library when they were doing
Yeah, we
taxes
used
and
it,
stuff.
yeah, we used it for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
a few weeks.
Because we just don't have enough space here, you know? Okay. That's your report.
We have a lot of people who take books.
Yeah, and it's very comfortable in there too. All right, my report, I gave some of it already when we were doing housing. I just want you to know that when I talked to Joe, he said he has a grant that will be coming for roof repairs here at Percival Heights and solar panels so they can sell back the energy to whoever they sell it back to. And also, they're going to be able to have enough money to replace some appliances. So I was happy to hear that. I think that will be good. And then the renters at Percival, he said, will receive a letter regarding the rent per month, and it will apply to the base units only. A little bit of an increase applying to the base units only. He said it's very costly to maintain, and he's not covering his expenses with what he takes in. So he says it'll be just a slight, only for the base units. Also, he said the residents will soon have the option to do online rent payment with the Nutmeg Federal Credit Union. Some have requested this, and he thinks it's a good idea. And they can pay directly to the Nutmeg, they pay their rent directly to Nutmeg Credit, and they won't have to worry about making a payment. I thought that was a good idea. He said people have requested it, so he's gonna make it happen.
I'm very happy with that, because one month my rent didn't come out until like the 23rd. And you're sitting there looking at your checkbook going, huh, I know there ain't that much in there.
Any bank can do that. Why does it have to be Nutmeg?
Well, that's who he
I mean,
said.
anybody can have a deposit, a withdrawal set up with a checking account, direct and paid. And Webster does it, my father has it with his Webster account, so I mean, people don't have to change the Nutmeg if they wanna have a
No, I mean,
withdrawal.
yeah.
No,
I
but that
I'm
would
assuming
be
you could just
available
put it in
to
the
them.
Nutmeg. There's gonna be an account that we could just deposit it into, I would think.
Nutmeg is who the money goes to,
He said Nutmeg Federal Credit Union.
right, but that's who they use?
That's where his account, that's what she said, yeah.
He's gonna
That's
set up
where
the
their
account
account
for them.
Oh,
So
all
we
right,
were just,
right, transfer
the
it
company name.
electronically that way
Yeah.
instead of. writing
And
a
people
check.
don't have to do it, but he said they have requested it,
Oh,
so
okay.
he wants to make it available for the people that want it. I'm
Got it.
sure they-
I thought it was the other way, but I don't understand, got it.
Okay. And also, we talked about on Tuesday, June 4th, the president will be presenting this project to the council. So we'll have to, hopefully we'll all be there and, you know, it will be accepted. I don't know. We'll have to see what happens, you know?
And the time on that again is?
Tuesday,
Seven?
June 4th at 7 o'clock at the council.
That's the time the council meeting starts, but that's not.
Seven.
That will be on the agenda.
Yeah, like the last time we went to the thing, we were almost last on the agenda. And I think they do that purposely.
Man, I gotta take a nap if I was gonna do that.
Oh my God, we had to sit through it. I don't mind sitting because I did hear a lot of things that
I
I
think it's
thought. I should
interesting,
know.
yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I
it
heard
is.
a lot of stuff that I found
Yeah.
interesting too.
But, and we did hear when we stayed for the manager's report, he talked about doing 4 proposals to these different people for the senior housing project. So apparently 2 proposals have returned and 2 have not. So we did hear that at the meeting. Let me see. Jerry, you were gonna look into having Channel 3 do a department for Scott Haiti to do it.
No, but I will do that.
Oh, okay. And then I would like to do a program here on scams, and I was gonna look into that. And when Tina saw that, she called me and she said she would look into it. I think it's very important for the seniors to have a program on scams. It's getting to be more and more. Roger, I have people calling me for Medicare. They want your social security number, they want all this information because they're gonna talk to you about Medicare.
Medicare doesn't call anybody.
No, try to
Yes.
tell them that, try to tell the
I know.
seniors that.
Yeah.
It's
There
on
is-
Medicare, they called me,
I know.
Barb, in June, there's a couple, there's gonna be a scam safety one, from the bank. I think TD Bank is gonna do one, like a little class here.
Here,
Yeah, I booked it for June.
Did you do one for Bank of America too? She's
I'm getting
supposed to come in?
confused. I know, maybe I'm said the wrong bank name.
Because I think you had one that canceled.
One canceled and I know
And
there was
I
another
talked to
one.
Carol, and she said that she thought she was. set.
Oh, yeah, we did. That was in May, wasn't it? Early in May? And they did cancel it because nobody signed up for the class. It was, yeah.
this is a scam class?
No, it was like a
That
scam
was-
safety program, like with the seniors.
Put on by a bank, right?
No, that was something else. Yeah, yeah. But there is one for Medicare, and Medicaid put on by the Agency for Aging. I will get back to you on it. I know that I booked it.
I heard one from one of the Attorney General had somebody come on the radio.
That is in the works. That's hopefully happening in
Okay.
September.
Yeah.
They said Attorney General, what's his
Tong.
name, Tong, is very busy in the summer, so I'm supposed to get in contact with him in June to book for September.
Yeah, because that's who I was gonna call. And
Yeah.
then Tina said she would take care of it because I think it's important for the seniors to know what scams are out there, like this Medicare thing.
Yeah.
I
that's
mean,
in the
that
works.
makes me crazy. In 1 week, I probably have 3 or 4 calls. So they should know that. And also the credit card scam, seniors should know about that. So I think it's important to have one of these programs to make them aware, don't give any information, you know?
Mhm.
And they prey on seniors, and I think that's so unfortunate.
We should be praying for.
For them
Amen.
instead, yeah.
That was a good one.
Okay, let me see. Joe said there will be an upcoming grant will also take care of the roof repairs that have to be in solar panels and some appliances, so that would be good also, because that grant has been a long time in coming, I'll tell you. I don't know.
I had, a roof quote last night
Uh-huh,
for my house, which is a 6-room K, to strip it. Strip right down to the grace shield. Build it back up again. The town, by the way, has a 2-layer
Layer limit.
limit. Yeah,
okay, well,
yeah, it does.
we will
Um,
move to,
And the gentleman who came in last night is from a construction company. He's working with carpenters and contractors in the town. I found it to be very interesting. He left me with a brochure about this law with
of course, the town has to get quotes. They have to get
That's true, but
quotes for
we have
whatever.
to get information.
Yeah, and
So
then,
I had my choice of 16 colors.
Yep.
And I said, you will be using GAF. And he said, oh, no, we don't use GAF anymore because they have made their shingles so thin that they do not.
well, I'm sure they will, town will look into that.
Oh, I'm sure the town will
They
too.
will.
And I felt these little pieces. And I'm telling you, the shingles that I looked at, they were good shingles.
Well, whatever they're gonna do here, I hope they do for a long time, because hopefully if we're not here and they move this out, they're gonna do senior housing in this part of the building,
This
so
is a,
we'll
this is a flat roof though, so there's no shingles on this building.
just,
This building's a flat roof, so it's a different
so what's
format.
up there?
It's a membrane.
You put rocks on it, right?
The Grace Shield or
Yeah,
something
Yeah, I
different.
mean, it's a rubber membrane that it's either,
Isn't that shingles up there? They look like shingles.
isn't it a flat roof
They usually
Yeah.
just tar on
Yeah.
that, like,
on your side?
It's not really, no, this is not a flat roof down on housing.
This side is though, right?
Well, I don't think it's flat roof down by us.
Alright.
They've got windows in it. It's a pier with
Yeah, yeah.
windows setting it all the way down the hall.
Oh, all right. And that's my mistake.
Well, something,
sure it's got
whatever it is
I'll take a look
leaky,
again.
Gotcha.
so,
I'll take a look
okay,
again.
is there any other old business to come before the meeting?
No.
Any new business? No.
as have the members of the commission. And I know I have not. And I'm sure that some of these other people have not either seen what the apartments are here and there. I mean, you're working,
I have,
you're killing yourself trying to get new senior housing. I don't know what these apartments look like.
well, when you get new senior housing, they're gonna be bigger than what was here. These houses,
That's right.
these apartments are smaller.
But you
And
need to
Marjorie
know what
Moore.
you're talking about.
Yeah, and you could request, I'm sure someone would show you if you wanted to see them. I have been through when my management company took over, the other gal, she took me down here. And she offered to let me go to Marjorie Moore, we could not work out a date, then she ended up leaving, so. But I'm sure if you wanted to see them, or if any of the commission would want to see them, they would make arrangements with the management company, you know? Okay, is there any new business? I think I asked about that.
I just requested to get an updated list of our commission on aging members. So there is not, but,
Oh, yes, I did request that with Juliet. And she's gonna send you, did she send it to you?
Do you need one like this? Everybody?
Yeah, that's,
all of
that's,
us need to get that.
yeah,
Can we just
I can make
a
copies,
copy
yeah.
and
I'll
just
do it
give
then.
to us?
unless, she's gonna send it out with she's not even here.
Yeah, Tina, I had texted with Tina, she just forgot. She's okay, she's safe. She just
Juliet
forgot.
forgot?
It happens to the best of us. We've all been there, right?
Oh, my God. Okay, I'm sure I'll get a phone call from her later. Okay, if there's nothing else, no other new business, I will ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second?
Second,
Okay. Thank you very much.
and I apologize for my late right.
Well, at least you showed up.
I'll make
Juliet
copies of
didn't
that.
Show up. Oh, just want it.
Every time I walk through a doctor's door, it's costing me $45.
That's a specialist.
Bye.